Well, I've done a number of projects with Phil Hawthorne, and we started to discuss the possibility of linking his two passions up: Rugby League. He's a big Wigan Rugby League fan, and horse racing. And racing for business is one of his pet babies, one of his babies that he's really passionate about. We started to chat about the possibility of maybe creating something that was so unique that it will grab everybody's attention, and Burrow 7 and the racing club that everybody's hopefully going to get involved in is something that's COVID friendly. It's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be inclusive, and something that Phil and his business partners are really proud of, and I'm proud to be involved as an ambassador.
And that's what Rob's so pleased about. Besides raising money, it's for the people that's not being as fortunate as Rob, haven't had the profile and suffering at home, it's awful.
Speaking to Baz earlier, I mean, so many people are doing so much to help, I suppose, Rob where they can, and also raise that kind of awareness for MND. But you're not surprised at how many people are out there trying to help Rob, are you? Just the type of person he is?
Well,
with the amount, I'm surprised in a way. But it just shows what the Rugby League family and other people, it's just been marvellous and so humbling. But again, what about the people that are suffering in silence, but hopefully we'll get a cure, because that's the target behind everything. Money helps, hopefully, to get a cure, so fingers crossed.
My name is Jed O'Keefe. I'm a racehorse trainer based near Midland in North Yorkshire. And we have got involved with Burrow 7 through Racing for Business, and it's a new project, and we're very much looking forward to seeing it get off the ground. Burrow 7 has been here maybe 3 weeks, and he seems a very, very nice character. He's a very good looking horse, so everything's in the right place for him to be a potential good jumper. So he's strong, he's big, he's well built, everything's in the right place, so his limbs are correct. He seems to have the right attitude for being a good racehorse.
Well, Burrow 7 as a horse is a beauty. He's a real cracker. He was nibbling away at my shoulder. He's got a little bit of salt and pepper going on at the top, which all the best blokes have. I'm looking forward to seeing him in action. I'm looking forward to seeing Rob meet him as well. He looks beautiful. He's a really pleasant horse, loves a stroke, and loves carrots apparently. So we've got that in common. Well, Rob and his family have been overwhelmed with the support that they've got for their family, but I think it's wider than Rob and his family. MND needs support. MND, the disease, needs awareness for people. It's all right for Rob, and he'll say this himself. He's a former international athlete, so everybody understandably jumps on board the things that he's involved with, but the ordinary people, the postman, the window cleaner, the lady that helps kids across the road, they don't have the support network that Rob's got, so he's shining a light on those people. So it will hopefully get MND and MNDA, who we are linked with, the right amount of light shone upon their crusade and their mission, but also give them the valuable funds that they need for research and development to conquer what is a terrible disease.
Well, Rob's always liked horse racing. His late granddad Bobby, he loved it, and he used to study it, and it rubbed off on Rob. So he was never a big gambler, but he liked to have a gamble on the horses. So, and when I'm in the local club and they're watching racing, I don't bet, but they always say, who do you think's going to win? I always say 7. So I'll be saying it more now.
Burrow 7.
Burrow 7, yeah.
And Jeff, as well, just how proud are you of your son and everything he's been doing the last year in particular to raise awareness?
Well, you don't think you can be any prouder for what he's done, despite all the obstacles. But then when he's doing this, you just think, never been prouder. It's typical of him, he's always overcome the odds, despite what people have said. And if anybody's going to overcome it, it's Rob will.
Yeah, he will.
For sure, it's because he can't speak now, he's got a little box, you know, so it's nice to hear his voice on there. But he was a real chatterbox. He always has been all his life. He must take after his mother, because I'm quiet really. I'm not normally anything like this, but he's always been, and a little bit of a, well, Barrie will know, a little bit of a cheeky chappy, you know. He's always played tricks on, especially the bigger guys, and that's what he misses more than anything, you know. But you know, these things are there for overcoming, you know, and one day, hopefully, one day soon, it'll happen.
The last 12 months has been really tough, and you know, they're a solid family. His mum and his dad and his sisters have been right behind him all the way. The rock in his life is Lindsay, his wife, and Lindsay, his 2 daughters, and young Jackson, there, his son, have been the focal point of his week really. And he's a very selfless individual, Rob. What he'll do is he'll always put other people first. So I think that's been first and foremost in his mind. So it's been a difficult journey for him so far. He's got everybody around him, but what I've seen shine through is his spirit and his ability to lift people around him. He never feels sorry for himself. His communication skills are failing him a little bit at the minute, but whenever you see him, he's got the thumbs up and he says, I'm all right. And as long as he keeps saying he's all right, then, you know, all things are good. So he's got a lot of stuff to go through, but he's got a lot of people at the side of him, behind him, helping him get through that.
Well, we feel very privileged to be involved, and obviously if we can play our part, then that would be absolutely marvellous. So basically it's a feeling of privilege. But also, I think for me, the pleasure I see on the horses' owners' faces when the horses do well, that gives me a great sense of achievement. So obviously the right bloodlines, and he has those. He's by a very good stallion from a good dam line. Size, scope, movement, athleticism and aptitude are all the things that you need to make a good racehorse. Okay, well, he's still very young in terms of being a national hunt horse, so he's only 3 at the moment, and we wouldn't plan to race him until he's 4. And he could keep racing until he's maybe even 12, 13 years old. So there's no rush with him. He's still physically immature, so it's very important that we don't push him too hard too soon. So from now, we basically build up his fitness. He came to us having been what we call broken in, which is taught to accept a rider, and he'd been done very, very well, very professionally. And we will build up his fitness on the gallops, and we will also build up his education and teach him to be a racehorse, to compete with other horses in a controlled manner. You don't want a horse too racy. At the same time, you don't want a horse too backward and slow. Once we've built up that education and we feel like he's physically strong enough and mentally ready for it, we'll introduce him to the racecourse, probably in what we call a national hunt and flat race, which is a race without obstacles designed for young jumping bred horses.
Rob and I have been to the races a number of times in our Rhinos days, and I remember in 2005 when Ascot was being refurbished and it was in York, we were guests and had a fabulous day. We didn't win anything, but that's typical of my betting luck. Yeah, horse racing's a great day out, and why not, while you're at the races, be part of something and feel like you're actually somebody that's in charge and somebody that's involved in a more elevated way. Burrow7.com is where you get all the details from, but the membership fee to be part of the racing club is 59 quid. All profits are going to MND and Rob's Fight Back Fund, so you can be rest assured that everything is going to the right places, and what we want to do is get as many people involved as possible. There are lots of benefits to being a member of the racing club. There is obviously visits to the stables to come and see Burrow 7. You go into a ballot poll to be one of the people that go on race day and actually be in the members enclosure. So lots of benefits. The ultimate benefit, of course, is contributing to those 2 fabulous charities.